Assalamu alaikum, how are you doing? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am Nana Firdaus, and on today's tutorial I'll be showing you how to make a satin lined undercap or hijab undercap in two different ways. This cap helps to protect your hair under your hijab, just like your satin pillowcase or satin hair bonnet when you want to sleep. So these are the materials you'll be needing. You'll be needing your lycra fabric or jersey fabric. You'll need your satin fabric, a needle, tape measure, and your scissors. Your fabric will be 22 inches long, which is your round head circumference, plus your 1 inch sewing allowance, and 15 inches high. I used 17 inches by 23 inches, but it was too big, so I had to reduce it. So the same thing goes for your satin fabric, 22 inches by 15 inches. Then you place your fabrics right side together and you sew on the wrong side. You sew 3 sides, leaving one 15-inch side open for you to turn it over. So once you are done sewing, you trim off your excess seam allowance and excess fabric. Then you are going to sew the seam allowance of the cap opening, which is along one of the 22 inches side. You are going to sew it towards, you are going to flip it towards the satin fabric and sew it down, just like as if you are top stitching. Then you turn it over. So this is what the side that was top stitched looks like. This is done, you top stitch it to prevent the satin fabric from peeping outside the undercap when you wear it. After turning it to the right side, you close the opening that you left to turn it over after sewing. You close it up. So after closing it up, you fold it into two. Then along the area where you top stitched it, which is meant to be your cap opening, you are going to measure you divide your round head circumference into two. Mine was 22, so I divided it into two, which was 11. Then you measure it along that side and you sew, you close it up. So now you use your threaded hand needle to make running stitches along the sides where you sew, just to smoke it together. Then once it is properly done, you tack it, you make a knot, and your cap is ready. So this is what it looks like. Now to the other method, you will need the same material that you used for the first method. The length will be 13 inches and the width will be 22 inches for both the lycra fabric and the satin fabric. Then you have another piece of lycra fabric that will be 5 inches high and 22 inches in width. The next thing to do is to fold your 5-inch fabric into two. Then you place it right sides facing each other on the main fabric and you sew. The next step is to place your satin fabric on your lycra fabric with the right sides facing each other, and your band will be in between both fabrics. Then you sew. After sewing, this is what it will look like. Then you sew the other 22-inch side. After which you turn it over. So you trim your excesses, then you close the 13-inch mark, both sides. You close it to give it a neat finishing after sewing. Once you are done with the sides, you fold it into two, then you join it together. You join the sides and the bottom together. After joining it together, you use your needle to run a running stitch along the sides that you sew. Then you smoke it and your cap is ready. So the difference between this and the other method is, for the first cap, the satin starts from the tip, from the edge, but for this one, the satin is starting after the band. So this is the final look of the cap. If you enjoyed this tutorial, don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe to the channel. If you have any questions, suggestions or tips you would like to share, kindly drop them in the comment section. Thank you, ma salam.